Dear participants and guests of the conference, good morning. First of all, on behalf of Faculty of Maritime Studies, University of Rijeka and myself, I would like to welcome all of you to this conference and especially to this session. It's our privilege to have all of you with us today. As my coordinator said before, I'm Tanja Poletan-Jugović. You know me, some of you, my students, are my students. I'm a professor at Faculty of Maritime Studies, University of Rijeka, and I will be the moderator of this session entitled Innovations in Maritime and Port Transport, Technology, Engineering and Logistics. As you can see from our program, today we have 6 presentations and 6 speakers. In these presentations, we are going to hear about researches and findings on broad field of innovation, transport, technology, and logistics industry. Special value of this session, I would like to mention that, is that today with us are not only the scientists from academic community, students, young researchers, professors and assistants, but also experts in maritime industry. So thank you especially that you are coming and that you are today with us. Due to our tight schedule, we don't have much time for discussion, but I hope so that we will find time for a question. And I would like to remind our presenters that they have 10 to 15 minutes with questions for their presentation. If you allow me, now we will open the session with our first speaker. I'm honored to welcome Mr. Marin Škufca, the Executive Director at Liburnia Maritime Agency and the Operational Vice President of Croatian Association of Shipbrokers and Agents. I'm proud to say that he's also my very good friend. He'll present us his professional point of view on development of shipping industry through innovation and technology. So, Mr. Škufca, the floor is yours.
Good day, everybody, and thank you for attending my presentation. I hope you will find it interesting, and I hope that somebody will also have some questions in the end. So, I'm coming from, as Tanja said, I'm coming from Liburnia Maritime Agency. We are the company trying to survive in a real sector in the difficult days of the shipping industry, and I will, from the beginning, be fully straightforward today without thinking about innovations, thinking about how to develop and follow the technology. It is very difficult to survive and it's very difficult to be present on the market. So we will have a brief look on what the industry is today and what the industry will be tomorrow. It is very difficult to foresee because technology is developing every day, and for somebody who is focused on transporting the goods, for us it is quite difficult to know and to understand how the technology is developing and also what we will be able to use and what will be in front of us for use tomorrow. But let's try. It's not working. Okay, technology, but it's not working. Good. Let's try. Okay. So, what do we have today? Shipping is still very traditional industry. We have contracts, charter parties, booking notes, which are 100 years old. So we can say that we still have the traditional crew on board of the vessels, captains, which are responsible for everything. So we might say that industry is still very traditional, but with a big tendency of using the technology to develop some new ways of working. We also see that there is a slow recovery after tough crisis, but only in certain shipping sectors. Bulk sector, for example, is only now developing after 10 years of, let's say, 7 years of being at the lowest point, and even when they were saying in the bulk sector that they are at the lowest point that they cannot go any lower, they still did go lower. So it was very difficult years. We also see absolute overcapacity of world fleet in all segments, and that's the big problem, because on one side the banks are developing a shipbuilding industry, but on the other side we absolutely have a lot of vessels around, and nobody's earning money with such scenario. We also see lately consolidation and pulls between owners. This is particularly happening in container shipping. We see that the big container names are working together. There is one goal and one goal to for all of that, and this is to earn the money, because nobody is earning the money today, and they are all trying to find the new ways how to earn the money, how to come back in the times when they were all living very good. That's why they are all also focused on innovation and on technology. And you will see later how in container industry we have new approaches to the industry, and what container owners are trying to achieve. We also see economic growth after crisis. This is especially happening in advanced economies. I hope that it will start happening in Croatia very soon, but difficult. So there is one chart about the container trade growth, and you will see that marked yellow how the container growth has slowed down since the financial crisis, and now it's picking up and again growing every year. I'm coming from freight forwarding sector, so for me it is also very important to follow what is happening in my industry and how freight forwarding industry will develop in next years, in next decades, let's say. And you will see that since 2010, the industry is pretty much stable and always on the same levels. We do expect some growth until 2020, but generally freight forwarding industry will face a lot of challenges in the future, and I think that it will be hit the most within all the sectors of the shipping industry. So that's what we have today. What is going to happen tomorrow, and what is already happening in some sectors. So the outlook for the world economy and seaboard trade is uncertain, and this is mainly happening due to combined effects of the fourth industrial revolution: artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, 3D printing, etc. Effects of fourth industrial revolution are able to disrupt everything we know about economic growth, from labor markets to trade relations. We will see some new trades, some traditional trades will probably disappear, and we have to prepare ourselves for that. As if we come back to the beginning, when I said that shipping is a very traditional industry, let's say if we take a look at the last 100 years, we had crisis, but then we also escaped from the crisis, but there were always, let's say, same trades and same happenings. But with the fourth industrial revolution, we will definitely change the way of shipping the goods. This is the chart for the fourth industrial revolution. So what can we expect and what will we have? Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, robotics, renewable energy, energy storage, 3D printings, material science, and self-driving vehicles. Self-driving vehicles, somebody will think that this is the very far future, but it's actually happening now. So the shipping industry will face transformation in the coming years. We will see new vessel types, smaller parcel sizes, and fewer cargoes shipped in some sectors. And also the prediction until 2030 will be that the growth will be on average of about 1% per year, and a lot of surprises in terms of commodity types and trading routes. So these are the top 10 regional trade flows of goods by value in US dollars. So we said already that one of the main reasons for crisis in shipping is the overcapacity of fleet. In order to grow stronger positions, ship owners are looking for consolidation by entering into pools. And I already said that this is particularly happening in container shipping, but I'm coming from heavy lift and project cargo sector, and we also see in our sector that owners are entering into pools, working together to find a way how to survive. We see economic growth, but the crisis in shipping is still there. So the freights are very low. Bunker prices have also done their thing. So it's very difficult for the owners to survive today. One of the things that we see, and as freight forwarders, we don't like that, is that container owners, for example, are extending their service, and they are not anymore interested and focused only on collecting the sea freight, but they are also entering into land part, and they are coming to the source, to the producers or to the sellers, and they are trying to establish the smaller chain of providers in route of some cargo. So, for example, now we have some 7 providers between source and destination, and container owners are trying to cut the chain and to become the only part between source and destination. I would say that's their innovation, and that's how they are trying to build up and to earn some more money than what they are earning today. So the container shipping industry continues to concentrate. We see from year 1996 to today how the owners have changed and how the pools have gathered more cargoes than what they used to have before. So you will see that today 64% of all cargo flow in containers is happening only within few biggest owners. Technology. So what changes we see today? When we come to commercial part, we have, for example, ShipNext, which was launched earlier this year. It is the internet platform where you or anybody can actually seek for the vessel. If we have some cargo with ourselves, if we are controlling some cargo, we can seek for the vessel on the internet. And for somebody who is working in my sector, I was surprised actually how easier for us is to see which vessels are around and which vessels we can use. There is everything there, vessel types, description. You can even sign the charter party through this platform. So it is a complete platform which they are sending very strong message. They are saying that whoever was refusing to start using email and who wanted to stay with telex, that they disappeared from the market, and now their message is that whoever stays on the email will disappear from the market. Okay, they are trying to promote their platform, of course, but it is very strong platform. You will see the introductory video and later also the screenshot of website. I don't know whether we have the sound here. Evo, tu smo, dobro, okay. So we are now at the screenshot of this ShipNext thing. On left side we have cargoes offered on the market. On the right side we have the vessels offered to the market. So we just have to look for the region where we have the interest and try to connect vessel and cargo. So it's quite easy. They also have the filter. So for example, if I'm looking for the vessel in the Persian Gulf, or if I'm looking at the vessel in the Adriatic or US West Coast, I just have to type that in the filter, and all the vessel types which are there will be shown, and then according to the particulars of my cargo, I just have to find the proper vessel for my cargo. So quite simple. Can we? Sorry?
The prices for transportation
absolutely, the prices of transportation is the next phase. So once we see which vessel is offered, then we start negotiating the vessel, and all the negotiations and all the terms are going through that platform. Yes. Of course, somebody can use the platform in their own way, because the cost for using this, the license is $250 per month. You also have this actually, the initial screen is for free. So you can actually take a look which vessels are around. If you know the owners directly, you can also use that. But the message that they are sending is not about, they allow you to see which vessels are around. That's not the problem. The message that they have is, guys, use this because it's going to be much simpler than the way that you are working today. So they are not bothered about showing the vessels around and about simplify the search of the vessel on the market. They are just trying to press us to go to the next step and to negotiate the fixture on the platform. I mean, on the YouTube, they also have some scenarios where you can actually do the fixture, follow the fixture from the beginning to the end, and it's quite simple. But I'm not anymore able here to go on the next slide, so please help me. Yes, e-bidding, that's already known in the industry already for a few years, I would say. Last year we had BHP Peloton, which launched a shipping platform to buoy productivity. Next slide, please. So BHP Billiton, they are the trader, and they were of course working in a traditional way. Last year they started to use the e-bidding platform, which was not very welcomed in the industry. But today, whoever wants to work with BHP Billiton, they have to work in such way. For example, in Croatia also we see that whoever wants to work with INA MOL group, it's also going to the through the e-platform. You give the offer, and if your offer is the best one, you are taking the business. If not, then sorry, next time. Next slide, please. So blockchain or block freight. This is something that is coming to the industry now. They are actually now inviting the investors also to invest. And just yesterday it was announced that MOL Group, one of the container owners, is now doing the pilot project with blockchain. They are with this platform, they are actually trying to avoid the issuance of the bill of lading. And the payment of the freight in a traditional way will disappear. They are using the Bitcoin technology, and all the issuance of the bill of lading will be in cloud, let's say. We will see how that will be welcomed in the industry, because whoever works in the industry from here, we know how much problems we have the bill of ladings and how much this is still traditional. But this platform is planning to change the way of working in that segment. Next one, please. Can you just go back to the three screens before? Okay, this one. Yes. Containers. the easy way to book your container freight shipment. I picked containers out of the 20 or 30 different platforms which today are existing in the industry. Some of them are also started here in Croatia and Slovenia. And I'm not very into shipping sector, but I know that a few colleagues of mine are using such platforms to seek for the best freight on the market out of the various owners. So the way of working there is you have a cargo which is going from from point A to point B, and you just have to type the cargo type, and then the program will filter the best freight on that route. So, and then you are choosing the best freight. It's irrelevant which owner you are getting. And Clear Metal, the last one that I'm having here, is the company that uses data science and machine learning to offer a range of solutions that predict equipment, trade, vessel, and shipper needs. So they have variety of services, but all connected with technology. Dalje. So, ship technology and industry support, firefighting, hull cleaning, ship inspecting, anti-piracy. Already today, the robotics are accomplishing in the maritime industry. And for example, Kongsberg and Statoil are working with a company called Eolume to deploy the swimming snake-like robots for subsea inspections, cleaning, and even light interventions. So, unfortunately, the divers in such scenario are not needed anymore. I mean, the whole message of technology is that we don't need any more people to work, but okay, let's employ them somewhere else. What is very important is that we are very close to autonomous vessel. And even though the classification societies and flags are restricting such things, saying that crew is definitely needed, there are pilot projects in Scandinavia particularly, and you know that Scandinavia is one of the most protected places, and whatever changes we see in the industry, especially in the ecology, it's all coming from Scandinavia. Can you imagine that they are the ones having the pilot project about the autonomous vessel which will sail through the fjords? So they are actually out with that. And for example, Wärtsilä, which is one of the main producers there of the ship engines and several other products, they are participating in the program together with Rolls-Royce, Cargotec, Ericsson. So it's a very strong program, and they are focused to work with the autonomous vessel and to present the autonomous vessel in the industry very fast. And what's next? Shipping in future. This is the last slide. I recently received the new project from McKinsey & Company. They published a document predicting the next 50 years of container industry. It is very, very interesting document. I'm not going to bother you too much with these details because no more time, and Tanya is waving here, but they are predicting in next 50 years autonomous 50,000 TEU vessels which will plow the seas, perhaps alongside modular drone-like floating containers, in a world where the volume of container is anything from 2 to 5 times greater than it is today. So I hope that the new container terminal in Rijeka is ready for that. Short-haul interregional traffic will increase as manufacturing footprints disperse more widely because of converging global incomes and the increased use of automation and robotics. Fully autonomous transport chain, the needs of customer will diverge. Some will expect that their shippers to be fully integrated into their supply chains and be willing to pay a premium for that, while others continue to demand the sea freight at the lowest possible cost. It's always very important to have the sea freight at the lowest possible cost. But yeah, I mean, my message here is that technology is here, innovations are here, and whoever from owners to freight forwarders to shippers, whoever wants to remain in the industry and find a way in the industry has to make a concern about that and has to start thinking about how to make the work of each other with the use of technology and innovation. Thank you very much.